Hi, my name is Werner Hoyer. I'm the President of the European Investment Bank. I'm delighted to be speaking again at the Web Summit. Some of you might not have heard of the EIB. We are the EU bank and one of the largest financiers of innovation in Europe. We have a special focus on climate. We pioneered green bonds, enabling a $1 trillion market for green finance. We have developed new financial instruments and advisory services, often together with the European Commission and national partners, that support the full range of innovation activities in Europe, from university spin-outs, startups, first kind of demonstration plans, to large-scale corporate projects. Through the European Investment Fund, our subsidiary, we are the largest and perhaps most influential European investor in the venture capital market on this continent. EIF financing supported about half of the European unicorns that have emerged in the past 15 years. Skype, Skyscanner, WeTransfer, TransferWise, BlaBlaCar, Spotify, Shazam, Just Eat, Farfetch, Rovio and Zalando are just some examples. Today I would like to talk to you about the world's key existential challenge, the climate emergency, and about the role innovation and entrepreneurs like yourselves can play in addressing it. These days, we rightly fear the COVID-19 virus because it brings a potentially lethal threat to our door. Already in March, the EIB Group approved a €28 billion rapid response package based on repurposing existing EIB and Commission resources to address the immediate fallouts of the pandemic. Our largest initiative, the European Guarantee Fund, will allow us to unlock up to €200 billion of financing for European companies, in particular small and medium-sized businesses, the backbone of Europe's real economy. But make no mistake, the most impressive support schemes will ultimately be in vain if all we try to do is to recreate business as usual. Of course, we need to do everything in our power to prevent workers from losing their jobs, back crisis-ridden industries, and absorb the most violent economic shocks. But this has to happen in a sustainable, climate-friendly way. It can be in nobody's interest to simply rebuild. We need to rebuild better. The EIB Group's response to COVID-19 has been framed by our commitments to climate action. We are a key partner in the recovery plan for Europe. We stand squarely in the belief that there can be no trade-off between our sustainable finance commitments and the COVID-19 recovery. A return to business as usual would take us to over 3 degrees warming. We must turn the pandemic recovery into a defining moment in our fight against climate change. The EIB Group will therefore support countries, public and private investors around the world in the implementation of green recovery investment packages. Our action will focus on climate and the environment, while paying close attention to social inclusion. This is how we will assure a truly green recovery in the critical years ahead. And carbon emissions are not the only threat to our planet. Polluted air, threats to fresh water and oceans, degradation of agricultural land and natural landscapes, and loss of biodiversity and ecosystems show that our current economic system isn't sustainable. The window of opportunity to avoid disastrous disruptions to our economy, our ecosystems, and our societies is rapidly closing. We have to act now. Limiting global warming to 1.5 centigrade, as we committed to do 5 years ago in Paris, will require the fastest economic transition in history. This transformation is achievable only through innovation. Innovation is a powerful driver of economic development and change. Around 2/3 of growth is driven by innovation activities in Europe. It can allow us to tackle climate action, become more competitive, and ensure a just transition in which everyone has the skills and support they need to contribute and benefit at the same time. From digitalization to robotics and synthetics biology, a technical revolution is already underway, and artificial intelligence, cloud computing, 5G, and the Internet of Things are poised to create further disruption in the next decade. If we invest right, these technologies could help us reach net zero emissions by 2050 and contribute to Europe's economic leadership at the same time. I say it could, Although many new solutions to transform our economy and societies are within reach, crystal ball technology is at an early stage of development, and we don't know which technologies will prevail. Our economies face multiple possible decarbonisation pathways. Clearly, there is no silver bullet, and no single solution will be able to achieve complete decarbonation on its own. This uncertainty poses a problem. What we see is that companies and investors adopt a wait-and-see attitude and tend to stall investment. Even worse, some continue to rely on and invest in existing yet unsustainable solutions. And COVID-19 is adding to this problem. According to our research, many firms are postponing or cancelling planned investment due to a perception of high uncertainty on the markets. And the investments that get dropped fastest are in new technology and digitalization, which are perceived as risky and non-core. This inaction and slump in investment could not come at a worse moment. Europe and the world, now more than ever, need what tech brings to the table: disruption of business as usual and accelerated and exponential growth. That is why innovators, entrepreneurs, and daring investors like you have a key role to play in addressing the challenges humanity is facing today. You can be the catalyst for systemic change. Elon Musk and Tesla may not end up being the dominant player in electric vehicles, but their actions to date have already boosted the transformation of automobiles and their adaptation to a more sustainable future. At the EIB, we will do our part. As the EU's climate bank, our aim is to unlock more than €1 trillion of climate action and environmental investment over the next decade. By providing long-term financing and reducing investment risk, we can help develop a more predictable market environment for new business models relying on sustainable technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, technological innovation is crucial to combat many of the world's most pressing challenges. We must not forget that it is our will and dedication to work towards a just and sustainable future that will truly make the difference. To create a new sustainable economy, we must disrupt the old. This takes great courage and great creativity. I count on you, the world's brightest minds, innovators and entrepreneurs, to recognize the urgency and centrality of fighting climate change. And hope to see you invest your creativity, maybe alongside EIB support, into helping to tackle humanity's most existential challenge. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you very much. I wish you an inspiring last day at Web Summit.